Hello, welcome back. I'm really happy you're here. Today, we're exploring the most trending moments, ideas, and culture waves of 2025 in a calm, relaxed way. This isn't about the loudest or the fastest, but about the gentle currents that shaped how we connected this year. So sit back, breathe, and let this story unfold. Let's begin with something that shaped everything. Artificial intelligence content. In 2025, people online used AI tools to create videos, visuals, and even entire narratives. It was a digital renaissance, a new kind of paintbrush for the masses. Suddenly, anyone with an idea could bring it to life in ways we'd only dreamed of. Some of it was breathtaking, creating worlds that felt both alien and familiar. Other pieces were oddly confusing, a beautiful mess of digital signals trying to understand human emotion. Yet, millions engaged with it. We watched, we shared, and we debated. AI content wasn't just a tool. It became a mirror, reflecting our own creativity, our fears, and our endless curiosity about what technology could do. It was the quiet hum beneath the noise of the internet, a new language we were all learning to speak together. Next, let's talk about the strange memes that took over our screens. You know the ones. They started as a whisper, a weird image or a phrase that didn't make much sense at first. Then, almost overnight, everyone was in on the joke. Your friends were saying it. You saw it in comments, it was everywhere. That's the magic and mystery of viral culture. These memes weren't just about humor. They were shared secrets, little inside jokes that connected millions of strangers. They captured a feeling, a moment in time that was hard to put into words but easy to understand with a single image. They were the digital hieroglyphs of 2025, telling the story of our collective mood in the most peculiar and wonderful way. They reminded us that sometimes the most profound connections come from the silliest of places. Another big wave was the wabi-sabi movement. It's a philosophy that finds beauty in imperfection, in the simple, the honest, the everyday. This idea flowed into our digital lives in a really peaceful way. Instead of polished, perfect content, we started seeing unpolished videos. Real lives, sometimes messy, yet so relatable. Creators showed their homes without tidying up first. They shared their unfiltered thoughts, their cracked coffee mugs, and their beautifully flawed projects. It was a quiet rebellion against the pressure to be perfect. This trend gave us permission to be human. It felt like a collective exhale, a moment where we all agreed that our real, unedited selves were more than enough. It was a beautiful reminder that there is so much grace to be found in the cracks and imperfections of our lives. But what really connected people were the moments that felt warm, authentic, even silly. Those unexpected acts of kindness caught on camera, the genuine, uncontrollable laughter shared between friends, and the small joys we often overlook. Think of a stranger helping someone with their groceries or a child discovering something simple for the first time. These moments spilled across our screens, making us pause, smile, and maybe even reflect. They were tiny windows into the goodness of humanity. In a world that often feels fast and chaotic, these clips were like anchors. They weren't staged or scripted, they were just real. They reminded us that connection isn't always about grand gestures. More often, it's found in the quiet, gentle interactions that happen all around us, every single day. With this shift towards the real, many creators on YouTube moved away from curated perfection and towards authenticity. We saw the rise of slower storytelling, real-life vlogs, gentle pacing, and vulnerability. It wasn't about showcasing a highlight reel anymore. Instead, it was about sharing the entire journey, including the quiet, in-between moments. Vlogs felt less like productions and more like conversations with a friend. Creators shared their morning routines, their creative struggles, and their moments of doubt. This shift changed how we watch videos. It invited us to slow down, rather than rush through content. We weren't just consuming, we were connecting. We were being invited into someone's world, and in turn we felt a little less alone in our own. Reaction culture also evolved. It became less about quick, loud reactions and more about a deep, shared experience. We saw the rise of layered videos, stories within stories, perspective and voice layered on top of voice, weaving a rich tapestry of responses. A creator wouldn't just watch a video, they would add to it, offering their own insights, memories, or expertise. It became a collaborative art form. A single piece of content could spark a dozen different conversations, each one adding a new layer of meaning. It was like sitting in a room with thoughtful people, all exploring the same idea from different angles. This new form of reaction content encouraged deeper thinking and a more communal way of experiencing the digital world. It was a beautiful example of how we can build on each other as ideas to create something richer together. Then came one of the most relatable formats: expectation versus reality. People shared what they thought would happen, and then what actually happened. It was simple, funny, and incredibly honest. Think of someone trying a complicated recipe they saw online, only to end up with a burnt mess, or planning the perfect serene vacation, only to be met with crowds and chaos. These videos were a celebration of our shared human experience of things not going according to plan. It felt grounding, almost therapeutic, to see that we're all just figuring it out as we go. It was a powerful reminder that life is rarely as perfect as it looks on a screen. And in that shared imperfection, we found a lot of humor, a lot of relief, and a genuine sense of connection. A powerful trend that emerged wasn't funny at all. It was emotional. It was about healing. People started sharing their honest journeys of growth, mental health, and self-reflection. These weren't stories of instant transformation, but slow, quiet processes of self-discovery. Creators opened up about their struggles, their therapy sessions, and the small steps they were taking to find peace. There was something quietly beautiful in that openness. It created a safe space online where it was okay to not be okay. These videos were a gentle hand extended to anyone who was feeling lost. They carried a message of hope, reminding us that healing is not a race, and that sharing our vulnerability can be an incredible source of strength, both for ourselves and for others. And then there was the nostalgia wave. Throwbacks to early 2000s style, retro visuals, and old music vibes began to surface everywhere. It was more than just a trend. It was a collective memory. We saw the return of low-rise jeans, flip phones and videos, and aesthetics that mimicked old VHS tapes. Music from decades past found a new audience. It created a soft echo, reminding us where we came from. For some, it was a comforting return to a simpler time. For others, it was a cool discovery of a past era. This wave connected generations, sparking conversations between those who lived it and those who were experiencing it for the first time. It was a sweet, hazy look backward that helped us appreciate the journey to where we are now. As 2025 moves forward, these trends become more than just content. They become threads, weaving a larger story about who we are, how we connect, and how we see each other in this vast digital world. From AI's infinite canvas to the quiet beauty of an imperfect life, these waves show us what we value: authenticity, connection, and a little bit of shared silliness. Thank you for being here with me in this calm space. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment. Maybe share a moment or a trend that stood out to you. Until next time, stay gentle.